What's up, YouTube? Thomas L here with Long Shot open this week. Besides Seth Rogen, the film also stars Charlize Theron, I decided to do my top 10 favorite Charlize Theron movies. I mean, I've always had a bit of a crush on her, and I've been a fan, also been a fan of her acting for years. Like, she of course is an Oscar-winning actress. She's been in some pretty good stuff. She's also been in some bad stuff too, but she's been in more good stuff than bad stuff, really. Anyway, that being said, here's my 10 favorite Charlize Theron movies. Coming in at number 10 is a film called Trap. Now, this film stars Charlize Theron as a woman named Karen who her and her husband, played by Stuart Townsend, are held hostage, and their daughter, played by Dakota Fanning, ends up being abducted. And of course, Kevin Bacon pretty much plays the guy who plays pretty much the bad guy here, and Courtney Love is also in this. You also have Prue Taylor, Vince. They pretty much want like money from them, and of course, Charlize Theron has to do what she can to get her daughter back. Trapped is a really good, intense little film. Charlize Theron, I thought, was awesome in this. Kevin Bacon, him as the villain. I mean, the guy plays the bad guy pretty well, and he was really great in this. Yeah, Trapped is a really interesting little thriller. And Courtney Love is actually a pretty decent actress, by the way. I mean, of course she's best known as a singer, but her as an actress, she's not all half bad. And she was pretty good in this. I mean, if you guys never had a chance to check out Trapped, I highly recommend it. It was a Taken movie before Taken became what it was. And yeah. I mean, I guess you could say it was, I guess, more like a female Taken in a way. But anyway, yeah, Trapped is a really good little thriller. Alright, coming in at number 9 is North Country. This film stars Charlize Theron as a character named Josie Ames, who's a single mother who is a part of a group of the first woman to work at a local iron mine in Minnesota. And so, like offended, they have to work with male workers at 11th mines, lash out at them and subject them to sexual harassment. And so, applied by the constant streams of sexually explicit language and physical abuse, Josie, despite being cautioned against it by family and friends, files a historic sexual harassment lawsuit. So, this movie was pretty much a Me Too movie before there was a Me Too movement. I'll just put it there. And I believe Charlize Theron scored an Oscar nomination for this, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, it's pretty much one of her best performances she's given. She was terrific. You know, it had an interesting story in it. Jeremy Renner was also in this. He did a pretty good job. Like, the other cast was also pretty good, too. Like, I believe Frances McDormand was also in this. A few other people included Woody Harrelson, Sean Bean, Richard Jenkins, Sissy Spacek was in this, Amber Heard, Michelle Monaghan. I mean, Charlize Theron really paired up with some really good supporting players, and yeah, North Country is a really decent film. It has like a good script behind it, you know, good performances, really interesting little film. Coming in at number 8 is a very recent one, and that is a film called Tully. In it, Charlize Theron plays a mother named Marlo who's pretty much about to give birth to her third child, and so her husband, played by named Ron, played by Ron Livingston, is a loving, and he also works hard, but of course remains clueless about the demands that motherhood has to put on his wife. And so Marlo, so when the baby ends up being born, Marlo's wealthy brother, played by Mark Duplass, hires a nighttime nanny played by Mackenzie Davis, who's, by the way, is named Tully, to help his sister handle workload, and of course Tully and Marlo ends up becoming close friends. And the movie was directed by Jason Reitman, and it was also written by Diablo Kobe, who also have like another movie on this list that I'm probably gonna talk about later on. But Tully was a really good movie. It was a movie about friendship, a movie about motherhood. I mean, Mackenzie Davis should be a bigger actress than she is. She was terrific in this movie. Hopefully, the new Terminator movie will make her much of a bigger actress because she's an amazing actress. And I liked her chemistry with Charlize Theron. They were both really great here. I mean, if you guys never seen Tully by now, it's on HBO. I think it's on Netflix. I'm not sure, but check out Tully. It's a really good little film. Coming in at number 7 is a Western comedy called A Million Ways to Die in the West. This movie starred and was directed by Seth MacFarlane, and of course, this movie was Seth's follow-up to Ted. Million Ways to Die in the West is hysterical. I mean, of course, you got Liam Neeson who plays Charlize Theron's evil husband here, and Charlize Theron and wants to team up with Seth MacFarlane to take down her ruthless husband. It's a really funny Western film. Of course, there's like a Daisy scene with Liam Neeson that I'm not going to go into any details. Charlize Theron, that woman proves that she could do comedy really well. You know, she had really good chemistry with Seth MacFarlane. Of course, you also had Amanda Seyfried, Giovanni Ribisi, a funny cameo by Ryan Reynolds, and a funny cameo by Jamie Foxx. I mean, yeah, this movie was a really funny little film. I mean, it wasn't as funny as, let's say, Ted or anything like that, but it was still pretty decent. Alright, coming in at number 6 is Hancock. Now, in this, Charlize Theron, of course, plays a wife, you know, who's the wife to Jason Bateman's character. And here, you got Will Smith, who plays a character named Hancock, who, of course, protects the citizens of Los Angeles, but, of course, leaves horrendous collateral damage in the wake of every well-attentioned feat. But, of course, Hancock, he's pretty much a drunk superhero here. And, of course, his life is saved. His life is also saved from by Jason Bateman and Charlize Theron's characters. I mean, Charlize Theron was pretty good here. I mean, I really liked her interaction with Will Smith. Now, those two actually worked together before on a golf movie as well. But anyway, yeah, Hancock is a really fun superhero film. And yeah, it's a really good one. I mean, the movie got released in 2008, and shame that we still never got a sequel to this, but hey. I guess not every movie needs sequels, but it would have been cool to have seen like some sort of sequel to this. But anyway, yeah, Charlize Theron and Jason Bateman, them as husband and wife, is pretty decent to watch. Coming in at number 5 is Atomic Blonde. Now, of course, this movie takes place in the 80s, and it stars Charlize Theron as pretty much a hit woman named Lorraine Broughton, who's like the most elite spy in MI6, and she's also an agent who's willing to use all of her lethal skills to stay alive during an impossible mission. And so, like when the Berlin Wall is about to fall, she of course travels to the heart of the city to retrieve a priceless dozer and take down a ruthless espionage ring. And of course, there she teams up with a embattled station chief played by James McAvoy to navigate her way to the deadliest game of spies. You also had a really great scene with Charlize Theron and Sofia Boutella. I mean, if you guys seen the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about. And this movie had some really cool action in it. Charlize Theron kicked lots of ass here. Of course, you had John Goodman. Toby Jones was in this. Movie was also directed by David Leitch, who directed Deadpool 2, and he also directs the upcoming Hobbs and Shaw movie. He did a pretty good job at directing this. Really fun action movie, and I'll be down to see a sequel as well. I mean, I know there's talks about a sequel, but God knows if it's ever going to happen. But if it happens, I'm definitely seeing it because I'll love to see another one. Coming in at number 4 is The Italian Job. Now, of course, this is a heist movie that stars the likes of Mark Wahlberg, Ed Norton, Seth Green, Mos Def, Donald Sutherland was in this. Now, Charlize Theron actually plays Donald Sutherland's daughter, who in this, like in it, of course, Ed Norton, plays like a thief who turns on his partner in crime, and by killing a safecracker, John Bridger, played by Donald Sutherland, and of course keeping all the gold for himself and the rest of the team, including leader Charlie Crocker, played by Mark Wahlberg, driver Handsome Rob, played by Jason Statham, explosives man named Left Here, played by Mos Def, and tech geek named Law, played by Seth Green, vows for revenge. And so, like, they of course enlist the help of Bridges Star, played by Charlize Theron, to recover the gold from Steve's Los Angeles mansion. So they're pretty much trying to get the rob their former teammate. The movie is actually a remake of a Michael Caine movie, which, by the way, Michael Caine is also in this. The Italian Job was a really cool heist movie. It was really fun. Good cast. Charlize Theron was pretty awesome here. I mean, she looked really good in this movie. I mean, come on. It was also directed by a Friday and Straight Outta Compton director, F. Gary Gray. He did a pretty good job at directing this. Really awesome little action movie, and yeah, it's probably one of my favorite heist movies in recent years. It's a really great one. And there was supposed to be like a sequel to this. Like, I remember hearing that they were supposed to do a sequel to this called The Brazilian Job, but sadly that never happened, which I have no idea what happened with that, but The Italian Job was a really good heist movie. If you guys never had a chance to check it out, if it's on like Netflix or if it's online or TV or whatever, check it out. It's a really good little film. Coming in at number 3 is Mad Max Fury Road. Now, of course, Charlize Theron plays fearless warrior Ferosa. Of course, you got Tom Hardy as Max here. Nicholas Hoult was in this. Really awesome film. It has lots of great action. Of course, it's the fourth installment of the Mad Max films, which have been pretty decent. But, of course, Tom Hardy plays the role that was famously played by Mel Gibson. George Miller did a pretty good job at directing. Good cast members. Of course, the villain was pretty good. I mean, this movie actually scored like a Best Picture nomination at the Oscars, and well deserving. It was a really great film. With tons of action, tons of good performances by the cast. Really awesome little film, and it's a shame that we're probably not gonna get a sequel to this because of some like legal issues and all. But if not a sequel, I'll be down to see a Ferosa spinoff, which we were kind of promised one time, but sadly never came to be. But anyway, Mad Max Fury Road it's a really fun time. It's a really fun movie to watch, and if you guys still never seen it, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Alright, coming in at number 2 is another film that's directed by Jason Reitman and scripted by Diablo Kobe, and that is Young Adult. Now, in this, Charlize Theron plays a character named Mavis Gary, who's a successful writer of teen literature who returns to her hometown with a dual mission to relieve her glory days and steal away her now married high school sweetheart, played by Patrick Wilson. However, she, of course, forms a unusual bond bond with a classmate, with a former classmate played by Patton Oswalt, who, by the way, she once, like, back in the day, she actually once made fun of, and they, of course, formed, like, a really interesting bond together. Anyway, Young Adult, it's a really good movie. I mean, I think Charlize Theron scored an Oscar nomination for this, if I'm not mistaken. If not, she should, because she was terrific in this movie. I really liked her chemistry with Patton Oswalt. Patton Oswalt was terrific in this. Patrick Wilson was pretty good. Really good cast members. And like I said, Theron gave a good performance. Jason Reitman, he's one of my favorite directors. He did a great job at directing this. Really funny film. And it has lots of heart. It has some comedy in it. I mean, it's Patton Oswalt. Of course, it's going to have comedy in it. I mean, it's, of course, a movie about, like I said, it's about adulthood. I mean, funny that Jason Reitman directed a movie called Tully, which is about motherhood, and he also directed a movie about adulthood, which is young adult. Really, he's a terrific director, by the way. And yeah, Young Adult is a really good movie. If you guys never had a chance to check it out, I highly recommend it. I think you'll enjoy it. Alright, my number one favorite Charlize Theron movie is the one that actually won Charlize her first Oscar, and that is Monster. Here, of course, Charlize Theron plays a famed prostitute turned serial killer, Aline Wuornos. This is, of course, Charlize Theron's best performance she's ever given. I mean, Charlize Theron is, of course, one of the most beautiful actresses in Hollywood, but man, they really made Charlize Theron not beautiful in this. Like, the makeup they used on Charlize was terrific. I mean, they really made her look a lot like Aline Wuornos. They made her sound like her. And the movie was also directed by Patty Jenkins, who went on to direct Wonder Woman. And the movie also had Christina Ricci, who Charlize Theron has like a relationship with in the movie. Monster is a terrific film. It has great performances by Charlize. Ricci was pretty good. The other cast members was all pretty good in this. It's a really amazing film. And Charlize Theron, like I said, she won her Oscar, a well-deserving win. Because the makeup they used on her was just incredible. And it literally, she did not even look like Charlize Theron in this. She literally looked like Aline Wuornos. Like, seriously. And I thought it was great casting. And yeah, definitely, like I said, definitely a well-deserved Oscar win. Because she definitely deserved that win. And Patty Jenkins, she did a great job at directing. I mean, really amazing movie. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Number 10, Track. 9, North Country. 8, Tully. 7, A Million Ways to Die in the West. 6, Hancock. 5, Atomic Blonde. 4, The Italian Job. 3, Mad Max Fury Road. 2, Young Adult. 1, Monster. Now, she's been on loads of other ones I could have probably added. Let me... Alright, Looking Forward for a Long Shot. She's also in that, she was also in, Sweet November, which was okay. She was in Dark Places, which was not good. Reindeer Games. Let's see. Let's see what else she was in. She's also in that new Roger Ailes film. That's what I meant to talk about. She's also in the new Addams Family movie, which looks really good. Fate of the Furious, she plays the villain in that. She was pretty good. Kubo and the True Strings, she was pretty good in. Let's see. The Road with Viggo Mortensen, she was good in. Aeon Flux, the movie wasn't that good, but she was good in it. The Life and Death of Pierce Sellers, she was pretty good in. Legend of Bagger Vance, that's the golf movie I was talking about, with which also had Will Smith in it. Let's see. The Astronaut's Wife, My Joe Young, The Devil's Advocate, 2 Days in the Valley. Charlize Theron's she's just plain awesome. But anyway, let me leave you guys. What are some of your favorite Charlize Theron movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.